Jeeps. Probably one of the most overrated cars of all time. You have people worshipping them, going broke leasing a new Rubicon, only to put those stupid rubber ducks on the windshield and drive to a Walmart parking lot. You might be wondering, why? Why would someone in their right mind spend upwards of 80 grand for a crappy box with wheels? It's because Jeep has this cult image. They've convinced people that owning a Wrangler makes you adventurous, unique, quirky, and part of some Jeep family. In reality, it's all marketing garbage. Most Jeep owners aren't climbing mountains or crawling rocks, or stuck in traffic, paying absurd repair bills, and pretending their boxy, rattly SUV is special. In this video, I'm gonna break down exactly why Jeeps are overrated, overpriced, and straight up unreliable. From the fake adventure image, to the constant breakdowns Jeep owners pretend don't exist, to even using AI on their website. We're exposing the truth about the so-called Jeep lifestyle. So first, how did we get here? Well, Jeeps used to mean something. Back in World War II, they were tough, bare-bones machines built for soldiers who needed to get through mud, rocks, and whatever else the battlefield threw at them. After the war, they became civilian workhorses. Anyone who needed a durable off-roader bought one. But once Chrysler took over in the late 80s and 90s, cracks started showing, with flashy trims and comfort features replacing toughness. The Grand Cherokee turned into a luxury mall SUV. And funny enough, we could thank Jeep for turning America into an SUV-infested paradise, because they created the first one. Thanks Jeep, we really needed that. In the early 2000s, things got worse. Jeep was stuck in an identity crisis. The Liberty and Compass, while cool on paper, were embarrassing attempts at crossovers, interiors were cheap plastic nightmares, and reliability was questionable. Then, Fiat got their hands on Jeep in the 2010s, and instead of fixing anything, they lean even harder into lifestyle marketing. Sell the image, not the substance. Fast forward to today, and that rugged DNA has been watered down into nothing but an overpriced fashion statement. Price? Easily $50,000 to $80,000 for what's basically a loud, uncomfortable box that breaks down faster than it should. So speaking of the Wrangler, I'd say it's a symbol of stupidity in the modern car market. It's not a car, it's a gigantic statement piece, and it just sickens me how many there are on the road. I live in a pretty urban area, and yet I see Wranglers with angry eye headlights, decals, and oversized tires that never touch dirt. Meanwhile, if you actually go to rural areas where off-road vehicles would make sense, you see fewer of them. That alone tells you what the Wrangler is really about. It's marketed to suburbanites who want to look tough in a Walmart parking lot, not to people who actually need capability. And then there's a so-called community. Putting rubber ducks on your dash somehow makes you part of the club. But at this point, every Jeep has them. And don't even get me started on sticking your foot out of the door trend. It's not about driving, it's about playing dress up with the car. And when you look past the gimmicks, the Wrangler itself is awful. The interiors, cheap plastic junk even at 80 grand. Fuel economy, laughable. These things guzzle gas worse than some full-size trucks. Safety, horrendous. The IIHS literally give the Wrangler a marginal crash rating because it likes to tip over during crash tests. Reliability? Don't even try to argue. Jeep always ranks at the bottom no matter what, year after year. Owners report constant issues with transmissions, electronics, and even basic build quality like leaking roofs or rattling doors. It's basically a money pit on wheels, yet people still line up to lease them because they think it makes them part of some special group. In reality, it's just overpriced junk designed to break while Jeep laughs all the way to the bank. Now it's time for, what people buy Wranglers for. The adventure-ready image. People trot out the Wrangler as if it's born to climb mountains, but the reality is messy. Yes, it can be set up for real-world rock climbing, but that doesn't matter because most of them are sitting in driveways anyway. Modern Wranglers are heavier, packed with electronics. An option for comfort. That weight turns capable into fragile way faster than people expect. Add a cheap lift and oversized tires, and you've ruined gearing, brakes, and steering feel. Things that actually make an off-roading car safer and more effective. All this evidence shows the Wrangler is far from an off-roading car. Jeep knows their true audience, daily drivers, so they cater to them. So do not buy a Wrangler as an off-roader if you live in rural areas, work remote, or just off-road as a hobby. And please stay away from Rubicon badges. They're nothing more than a luxury trim. And now, with all these problems, we get to the brand itself. Just go to Jeep's official website. It's laughable. They plaster slogans everywhere about how their vehicles are meant for trails and ready to tackle everything. Meanwhile, they're calling the new Cherokee an influencer, which is some of the dumbest marketing moves I've ever seen. And if you dig a little deeper, you'll notice something even worse. They're literally using AI to generate their ads and graphics. None of it looks like it was made by a team of skilled designers or artists. It looks like one of those cheap filler you'd find in some random AI-generated YouTube shorts. It's soulless. It's not created by people who care. It's churned out by a machine. Why do you think I stopped using AI images in my own videos a few months ago? Because it made everything feel bland, fake, and cheap. That's exactly what Jeep has become. The AI marketing is a perfect symbol of two things. 1. Stellantis doesn't even have enough money to pay designers anymore, and 2. The brand itself is completely hollow. Jeep is dead inside, and the company knows it. And who could we thank for all this? Stellantis, the mega company that mashed together Chrysler, Fiat, Dodge, and a bunch of other struggling brands for one giant dumpster fire. They've bled every single Jeep model dry, cutting corners on reliability, cutting corners on design, and now cutting corners on advertising by letting AI pump out soulless slop. Stellantis is so desperate to squeeze every penny they can. They managed to make the Jeep, a name that used to mean something, into a complete joke. And yet, Jeep fanboys will still defend them to death, bragging about how trail-rated their mall crawler is, while their transmission blows up at 60,000 miles. So now, if you want a Jeep, what do? The answer is simple: don't. There are way better alternatives out there. Don't get sucked into the fake Jeep culture or the false sense of status it tries to sell. For new car buyers, the Wrangler especially should be avoided at all costs, new or used. Don't buy it, don't lease it, don't even think about it. It's a financial trap, and it will punish you down the line with repair bills, garbage reliability, and terrible resale value. If you want something that actually lasts, just buy a sedan. A basic one will outlive a Wrangler 5 times over, cost you way less in the long run, and save you 10 times more money compared to even a base model Jeep. And please, whatever you do not buy a Wrangler as a first car for your teenager. For some bizarre reason, that's become a trend lately, and it makes zero sense. I mean, giving an inexperienced driver an unsafe, overpriced gas-guzzling Wrangler as a first car is one of the most terrible decisions anyone can make. And here's the kicker. Fortunately, Jeep sales are tanking. For years, Jeep rode off hype and blind loyalty, convincing people they need one to fit in with the so-called community. But guess what? People are finally waking up. They're realizing maybe it's not worth paying luxury car money for something that drives like a brick, guzzles like a monster, and it breaks down before it even hits 100,000 miles. Wrangler sales especially have been slipping because people are starting to figure out that looking cool in the parking lot isn't worth a $900 lease payment. The Jeep phase is over, and the reality check is hitting hard. And you could see this decline plain as day. Jeep used to have this reputation as being rugged, adventurous, and reliable. Now, they're known for overpriced payments, plastic interiors, and drivers think putting a rubber duck on the dash makes them special. The so-called Jeep community is turned into a punchline. Even loyalists are jumping at other brands because they can't justify paying this much for junk. And to Jeep owners who are still doubling down, I hate to break it to you, but no one's impressed. Parking your Wrangler sideways across 2 spots doesn't make you an off-road king, it makes you that guy everyone laughs at. At this point, buying a Jeep is basically paying extra to advertise that you got scammed. So in conclusion, the next time you see a modern Jeep rolling down the road, go ahead and laugh. Because at the end of the day, it's not some rugged adventure machine, it's a cheaply built toy that someone dropped an average American salary on just to feel special. Be glad you didn't fall for the trap. Drive cars that actually matter to you, cars with purpose, and don't let Jeep owners try to assert dominance over you in a parking lot. Because in reality, the big tough image they're chasing is ironic. Underneath it all, they're nothing but soft. Thanks for watching, and remember people, drive safe, drive smart, but most importantly, drive something worth talking about. See you in the next one.